Welcome to the Power Packed Podcast. Please be quiet and courteous and silence your cell phones now. Be sure to grab some snacks and concessions, located in the lobby. And now our feature presentation. Prepare for butter.
Time, wondering if maybe I'm losing my mind. Stepping out to the rising enemy, or maybe I'm going out to sea. Maybe you should know by now. When I get back, everything will be alright. Seems like I'm out to sea every single night. I hope this old boat will stay afloat as we go.
I hope this old boat will stay afloat as we go.
Whoa, I don't maybe you sink or swim. Oh, I don't mind. Maybe you sink or swim. Oh, I don't mind. Maybe you sink or swim. Oh,
here we are, another episode. This one's 131, and it's a beautiful day today. You know why? You know why, John? It's a beautiful day.
Why is that?
It's because the boys are going to release some new music soon. Well, old music, but we're going to finally release some music.
Oh, boy. Oh, howdy. We got some jams coming, hopefully, by Christmas.
Christmas time. So just keep an eye out in your stocking for a fresh mixtape by the JJ Fresh Boys.
That's right. We got some new tracks like Henry Winkler's Playing in Your Sprinkler. Reese Witherspoon's In Your Room. Playing Barbie dolls, pretending she's the wife and you are the groom. What else we got on there?
That one's my favorite track, yeah.
Yeah, we got some dope, lit. What is Flacco? Do you know what Flacco is?
I've heard of Flacco. I don't know what it means, but I've heard people say that.
I always think of The Replacements with Keanu Reeves, who played a guy, the quarterback's name was Falco, but I know that's not the same thing.
It's probably that. Probably that.
I just want to make sure, hold on, hippity boopity boopy, hippity boopity boo. Just making sure my waveforms are solid.
How them waves look, boy.
Yeah, it was all the way minimized, so it looked really small. And I was like, well, I hope this is okay. Oh, who knows? I don't.
Yeah, audio forms are complicated. We just press record, start talking. We don't know how the rest of that stuff works. It just does its thing.
I ain't no audiophile. I'm a baby. So what do we got? We got, well, first of all, let's do this from the get-go. We are the Power Pack Podcast, a podcast featuring two dudes and one big, fat, giant, enormous, hopefully full-length podcast today.
Oh yeah, this podcast is it's a beautiful thing. And I was thinking of today because we're talking about doing music, and I was like, what would be our like bio on like Spotify or something? And I thought it would be funny if it was like two full-grown men who write songs about a movie theater they worked at almost 10 years ago.
That is adequate.
Yeah,
that would work.
The best way to describe it. And I think I'd like to like consider us, we're the creative embodiment of like an Uncle Rico. Like the glory days for us is not football. It is working at a movie theater in Oregon City. So that's a good way to describe, not really the podcast is kind of our adult, like our grown up adventure. We started with like making funny YouTube videos and silly songs, but now the podcast, it's got depth to it. We talk about current events, we talk about life, we talk about music and movies and literature. It's everything. So it's good to be here. Like you said, big fat giant rat.
Big fat giant rat. Since we're on the topic of, this delicious album coming out, should we tease the songs on here? I think most of them have been released at one point or another. But I
Ooh,
think
yeah.
there's some little gems in here.
Yeah, we could preview a couple for them. I know we have. I think Elon Musk to Mars has not surfaced.
Dude, I love, like, you could just, you're a country boy. It's like, hey, I can do country. I can do some little twangy stuff here. I'm like, holy cow, it's like listening to the guitar. It's like, wow, he's an actual, like, musician.
Well, thank you. That's the highest praise I could get. And it's funny because, like, I don't know. It's like country music is something I wouldn't necessarily like see myself doing, but it's like to embody it and like come out. It was like and play country music. It was fun though. You know, it's like it felt right. Okay, I'm gonna do some twang and that's actually a fun fact. After I was in the one band I was in, I almost joined like a semi-famous country band out of Seattle. So it's like I have a little bit of experience with country, but just enough to make these dumb songs.
Well, I mean, I will tap into Country Josh whenever the song fits. I mean, I feel like we could do some more country songs.
I think we should. We should do because I like the mix. I like some of it is like most of it's like hip hop, but then I like if there's an occasional like country song. So I think we should do another country song for sure.
You could do a country song, pretty much sing the Possum King, just like the events of it. Like, just summarize it in a country song.
Dude, this podcast is like where ideas are born. I love that idea. I seriously want to do that. Make it kind of like, what's it? Like a story, like a narrative. Just make it like an epic.
It's like American Pie or whatever that song is.
Yeah, exactly.
Except
just
country.
like that. Except it's country and stuff. Possum King. I think there should be, kind of like Bohemian Rhapsody, like a big rock and roll, like country, like with a big solo at the end before it leads into the like fantasy part. You know.
That's a tall order to fill, but we could try and make the 2022 Bohemian Rhapsody. Rhapsody,
but it's about the Possum King. No, this will be the next, now that we're done with this album and I can finally, because I don't like having things like that I've worked on that I haven't finished. It's just like, it always just drives me crazy. And this is like the ultimate one because it's been like 5 years, I want to say, or 6 or whatever.
I love the quality of my vocals. It just like varies from song to song because I think only on Crumb Baby and Malfoy I have a new mic. Everything else is on my old mic. Yeah.
Yep. I did my best to kind of it's like I did my best to like add some stuff, but it's like it's what can we do? It still sounds good, but yeah, that's the purpose of this album. It's kind of a compilation sort of thing. It's like it's different flavors because there's stuff as old like the song Butter and Burger on the Beach where we're using like some of the instrumentals and vocals are all scrapped together from like when we were doing the sessions in your apartment. So it's like really mix match. So I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what we can do with this. But it came together. But that is the funniest part is if you go from like Butter, like the vocal quality there to Malfoy, it's like so much different, but it's just part of the journey.
Part of the journey. And I'm laughing because I forgot I made a separate page on Google called Random Lyrics. There's one where I guess I was doing a Eminem parody of You, I guess.
Oh, what?
Okay, let's see. Because what is this?
Is it just lyrics?
Yeah, it says, look, if you had one Josh or one night of cuddling to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you go after it or just let it slip? His feet are sweaty, knees wet, fleece is heavy, his footy jammies are on, he's ready, mom's spaghetti, he's comfy on the couch, he's just sitting and waiting for his friend John, but he keeps on forgetting. That's So I guess it's about us having a sleepover, but that's all I got so far.
I think the funny part about this, the funniest thing about this is that I've never heard of this. So I think that's what's even better. It's like, whoa, okay, this was written at some point.
His feet are sweaty, knees wet. Why are your knees wet? Fleece is heavy. His footy jammies are on. He's ready. Mom's spaghetti. He's comfy on the couch. He's just sitting and waiting for his friend John. And oh my goodness, what is?
Oh, dude, your lyrics they make me so happy. It's just like your brain produces some pretty magical things, and that's one of them too. I feel like now we have to do a Lose Yourself parody, but it's about me waiting for us to have a sleepover, I guess.
Yeah. And here's one from that one about the pants. Looks like he fell pants first into an outhouse.
That's you.
That's a line
man.
from that one. Wow. There's the
That's-
meat song that I feel like that needs to be some beats needed.
Oh, I forgot about the meat. That one's what is it? What is it? Baba Black Sheep, have you any meat? Yes, sir, meat. Yes, sir, daddy's got to eat or something. Like that's my favorite line. No, that song it needs to happen. That'll probably be kind of like the Malfoy song. I just like made a beat and you're like, okay, let's make a song about Malfoy. So I'll do the same thing with the meat song. Now that I'm ready to do more JJ Fresh music. It's like it feels official. We got this album coming. We made successfully a music project. So now I feel like the next step is to create more music.
To make better quality vocal music for my end. That's we can I mean you'll be hilarious to do. So you know how most people they'll like have a kind of they'll have parts of a song in mind and they're like, oh, this is kind of, I don't know what to name it. We should just name like 10 songs right now, and then we have to make an album with content writing about whatever we just listed.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So the next album will be strictly based off of whatever
just
these
random names that we come up with. And while
Okay.
I'll let your juices percolate, the dog wants in. Of course she wants in. So 1 second.
I'll let it percolate. Yeah. Percolate. Bim, bim, bim. Bim, 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 bim. I'm gonna drink some of my drink real quick too. Delicious. It's a San Pellegrino prickly pear and orange. It's usually what I end up having when John is away. I was just telling everybody about my beverage. I have the San Pellegrino with its prickly pear and orange. I found it at the store. I don't know. It's good.
Pergino. There's so many Words today I can't say. Bohemian Rhapsody and Pergino.
Perugino. He had John had 3 fingers of Glen Morangi.
No, I just can't. I can't say some of those. How do you say it? Pergino?
Pellegrino.
Pellegrino. There. Okay. I just have to like say it a few times.
Yeah, no, it's just say it a couple times and then you're good. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, what were we? Oh, so we're thinking of the juices. Okay.
Thinking
So-
of the juices. Oh, where's my?
I'm
I
thinking
need to
of
open
2
up my
things.
docs. Yeah, let me open up my notes so we can write these down.
What if we did this? What if we name half the album and then we let the fans name the other half of them?
Okay, like a little podcast poll.
Yeah. And or we could do podcast poll and do like we list like 20 track titles and then we let them pick and then they choose like 10 of them or whatever. I don't know. Okay. However many people choose those, we'll pick like the top 5 or 10 of those and we'll make the album after that. I don't know. Something
Okay.
fun.
No, I like that. Text poll. Okay. I can add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what if we did
We do EP.
What if we could either do EP or we just pick the top 3 and we start there, and then when we're done with these 3, we'll go into the next 3.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. I like that idea. So 5 names. Okay.
Top 3 will be made into a song. Choose wisely.
Yeah, this is a
Okay.
big deal.
All right.
Okay, so thinking of different things.
I
First
was-
one that comes. Oh,
Oh,
go
yeah,
ahead. You
go ahead. No, you go.
I was thinking first one that came to mind was Fuddruckers.
Fuddruckers. Okay. Just didn't they go out of business, or just maybe some of them went out of business?
Yeah, I think enough because the one that was in Wilson or not Wilsonville, like whatever that area off of I-5, the only one in Oregon, it went out of business and they turned it into a Zoom Care of all places.
That's right. Okay. So Fuddruckers.
so that's my first thing. What was yours? I thought I heard you.
Yeah, I was thinking today of like woke culture canceling Snow White, thinking she's alt-right with her 7 slaves, making them work for 7 days without pay till they're old and gray, cold in the grave. So, like, pretty much
Whoa.
canceling Snow White is.
Okay, so cancel Snow White is the song. Perfect. That's a.
Yeah.
I like you whip that together. See, this is why we need to make more JJ Fresh songs, because I just wind up your creative juices and then you literally send me full lyrics. It's almost like a machine. I put in a quarter, you give me a rap song.
It's like, you just pouring gasoline down my throat, and then you have me go stick my head in the oven for 5 minutes. I mean, that's just poetry.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, just like that, there's a beautiful song. But yeah, I like that. So we got Fuddruckers and we got Cancel Snow White. And then how about this next third? So this third one, how about you come up with one word right off the top of your head? I'll come up with one word and we have to put those together to make, and that'll be the name of the third one.
Okay. I'm trying not to look around my room because that's usually like, you get inspiration from that. One word.
Okay. So mine's cactus.
Cactus. Okay. I got to go with throne.
Cactus throne. There we go. That's it. If that doesn't get chosen, I'm going to be mad because there's so much we could write about with Cactus Throne.
What would that even be about? Like, maybe it's like, I don't know, the Scorpion King.
I'm thinking that, yeah, Scorpion King. No, I'm thinking a desert, kind of Possum King, but in the desert.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, Cactus Throne. Okay. Oh, well, that's good.
Okay.
Fuddruckers, Cancel Snow White, Cactus Throne. Okay, I want you to take, since you gave me like, a little, what would you call it? You gave me not homework. You gave me something to do, which was think of a word. I'm going to give you something to do, but it's harder than think of a word. I want you to take the phrase, The Secret World of Alex Mack, but redo the words however you want them, like put in new words. But the title has to be da 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 da, if that makes sense.
So the Secret World of Alex Max.
Yeah, that your title has to have similar syllables, same amount of words. So it's kind of like, I found out that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Mighty Morphing Power Rangers have the same syllables, and then the Power Rangers chose that because the Teenage Mutant Turtles had that many syllables, and they were like, we're going to compete. So they titled their show the same amount of syllables. Same idea. I want the syllables of The Secret World of Alex Mack, but I want you to make a song title based off of that, rhythm.
Okay. I've already got, so the Secret World, Secret World of Alex Mack.
You can even just use The Secret World and just sub something else in. I mean,
it
depends on how easy or hard you want to make it. So
I've got a pretty difficult, I've got one. Okay, so, okay, here we go. I don't know why my brain went here. Maybe it's because it's like almost Halloween. So stupid. I kind of was looking around my room too, so I was like getting little inspirations. And you're gonna be like, "What the heck is in your room?" So My thing is the spooky sounds of Mr. Pig. Don't ask me how I got that.
I'm thinking of this like creep that like hides in kids' closet, and then he just makes like these uncomfortable like pig noises.
Yeah, Mr. Pig. It's a whole song, I'm telling you. So how I thought of that is I thought of the spooky sounds. I was thinking of Halloween.
Okay.
And then I have this little on my desk, I have this little it's like hand carved out of stone pig that I got in Utah. So I saw the pig and I was like, "Okay, Mr. Pig," and then it just all came together.
Oh, that's amazing. And I wrote your thing down as if I was speaking English as a second language. I wrote the spooky of sounds of Mr. Pig. That's the spooky sounds. Okay, so we got one more for the peeps to vote on.
Okay, so you gave me a little bit. That was a really good one. What about?
Spooky
I wish I had like. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened. It's yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay, so I've got one for you. Not to give you homework back there. So, take your favorite children's TV show growing up, but substitute the main character with your favorite villain from any show or movie or whatever.
Okay. So taking a TV show and then putting a villain in its place.
Yeah, so your favorite villain in your favorite children's TV show growing up. The villain can be from anywhere.
Okay, okay. I got my villain. I got to remember his name. There it is. Okay. I got my villain. I got to figure out my TV show. Like a kids show? Like what ages are we talking kids show? Because I mean, you know.
I'm thinking like it was like a SpongeBob would work, or Rugrats, or
Okay.
Bob the Builder, Blue's Clues.
Okay. So I'll give you the two, and then we'll brainstorm a title for the song. How about that?
That's what I was going to say. So give the two, and then we'll come up with we'll put it together like maybe a theme. Like let's say, for example, we have favorite villain would be Darth Vader, and then favorite TV show would be like Blue's Clues. So putting it together, instead of them trying to find clues, they're hunting down Jedi and killing them. In Blue's Clues. I don't know. Something like that.
Okay. Well, Blue's Clues was going to be probably the pick because it was like one of the only like kid shows I remember watching. I watched it back before Joe, dude. I mean, I was a Steve Alpha, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. But my favorite villain is Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. Who
yes. Yeah.
goes around with that little cattle
The coin.
thing and the coin. Yeah. He's punching holes into people's heads. Yeah.
He's a great villain, honestly. Yeah. Okay, so we got him, and then what's your kid's TV show?
I was either thinking Blue's Clues or SpongeBob, but like I watch SpongeBob. I still watch SpongeBob, so I'm maybe gonna go with Blue. We'll go with Blue because yeah.
Okay, so Blue's Clues. Okay, so we got to think of this villain with Blue's Clues, and we can do a play on No Country for Old Men. We could do. I guess that's kind of a tough one.
It is tough, but there is a scene where like I forget the main character's name. The good guy finds like the trucks in the desert, and there's a dead dog. I mean, there's Blue, and maybe he could be Steve, and he's trying to solve a clue. Like, there's blood on the door handle. A clue.
Yes, let's do that. Okay, so we've got. That I thought of a name, but it's sad. Is Dead Dog Desert?
Dead Dog Desert.
So messed up. I think I wonder sometimes if this account or this podcast is going to get flagged for like animal abuse stuff anyways. So we'll see if that puts us over the threshold.
What about a clue on Blue? Because normally Blue is finding clues, but now that Blue is dead, he's a clue.
Oh, I like that. A clue on Blue. And that's the theme. Perfect.
Cool. All right. So our top three we have 5 to choose from: Fuddruckers, Cancel Snow White, Cactus Throne, The Spooky Sounds of Mr. Pig, and A Clue on Blue.
Perfect. Post that right now and we'll just get people voting.
Hey, Myrtle. Hey. She's terrorizing the cat. All right, I'm voting. This is going to be amazing.
Let me get voting too right now. So,
boop, boop, ba-doop, boop, boo-doo, goo-doo-goo-goo.
Oh, man. Okay, I voted. Oh, I see. Okay. Where's your... Oh, maybe it just shows... Oh, it looks like we both voted for the same thing.
Well, I mean, it's too good not to. So...
Well, maybe we'll do that one regardless, and we'll hopefully release it in time for Halloween, either this year or next year. Probably next year, though.
The Halloween. Yeah, I mean, the beats, they're probably not the easiest part, but getting the bass is probably not too bad. You're pretty quick with beat making. And then
yeah. I feel like that's a good chemistry we have. Is like I kind of make like the hip hop beats, and then you do a lot of the instrumentals, and then you do the rap verses, and I do like the choruses. Like we have our things, and
yeah,
then
and then you kind of layer on things in between and add stuff, and yeah, I think yeah. Now the trick is writing lyrics that tie into this, because most of the time our lyrics inspire the song title, not the other way around. So
yep, exactly. So now we have to come up with themes off of the song title, but I think we can do it.
Oh, next thing we should do is do top 3 genres. We'll turn the other songs into those. So
that's a really good. That should be the poll next week. Is like, okay, and then I've always wanted to do that. Like, and I think you and I could do this. Is like any genre. People give us a genre and we have to make a song about it. I think we could do that pretty well.
I think it'd be cool. Vocals would be hard if they chose something like metal.
Yeah, I'd be like,
like maybe we'll hit up some guy on Fiverr to just
scream. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
that's a good idea too. Can you do metal vocals for our song, please? Yeah.
What's your song about? Well, it's about this pig that hides and makes funny noises and just spooky.
Yeah. Spooky sounds of Mr. Pig.
Spooky sounds of Mr. Pig. Gosh. Oh, you know what time it is? We haven't done this in months. Miko Nas. Do you remember that? Do you remember Miko?
What is that?
Do you remember Miko Nurse?
I don't remember that. What's that from?
It's probably from like Albino Black Sheep or something. Do you remember Albino Black Sheep?
Oh, is that was that like what was that? It was like it was a website, right?
Yeah, but there was like this. I don't know. I'm trying to remember the meme. I just remember Miko Nas, but that's all I remember. Oh, here it is. Internet Classics. Let's see. Oh, what is this?
Do you regret clicking right off the bat?
I do.
Dude, that's okay. A deep cut. If you're talking about like,
yeah, this one's apparently Albino Black Sheep is still a thing. And don't let the thumbnail scare you. I'm gonna send it to you, and I'll let you chit chat, but watch it while I find our podcast email. Let me see if I can find you.
Gosh.
Just don't let it scare you. The thumbnail, I almost had to click off, but once it loads,
oh my gosh,
it's fine. I promise, it's not.
Okay,
it's just silly.
That's just okay. Let's just see if I can play it in in Discord.
This was the internet in high school. This was it.
I was gonna say that's a deep cut. If you're talking about albino black sheep, what's the other one? It's like
E-Bombs World. I think.
E-Bombs World. Yeah, E-Bombs World. Oh man, why isn't it not letting me load? Hold on. Okay.
They're like, and I could probably.
Sure. Let me see. Okay, I think it's gone. Hold on.
Okay. Your computer's probably like, are you sure you want to do this?
Okay. Okay, I saw enough of it. That is just so that's nostalgia right there. That's like so to its core the early days of the internet. like that's OG internet. Yeah, when I think of like being in high school or middle school and someone being like, hey, have you checked out this thing on E-Bombs World or Albino Black Sheep?
I remember like Tiny Plaid Ninjas. What else was on there? The forehead shave cut.
Do you remember also
that one with the
like
stick
early-
figure? That
so there's the stick figure one. I think of the early days of YouTube and I think of like Ed Bassmaster and like Balloon Shop, stuff like that. It's just crazy how different like YouTube and like people are making careers out of YouTube now, which is just crazy. There's people who make more than surgeons on YouTube.
I know. How do we tap into that market? What do we have to do to just sleep in and then wake up and be like, oh, let's do a YouTubey or whatever?
That's a good question. I mean, we're almost there. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. So
It's only like
that's the first step.
10 years in the making. I mean, when did we start this? Let's see.
That's a good question.
I want to see
I
when
mean,
our
this-
first video was for JJ
Yeah,
Fresh.
what's the first JJ Fresh video? Yeah, are you counting like the Silly Regal videos or like JJ Fresh like food reviews?
I mean, Regal was that was like preschool, and then food reviews are like
Yep.
kindergarten. But our first
Yeah,
food review was 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we did some of those tub thumping grooves 5 years ago.
I remember that. Like we did the covers for a while. It was an Instagram thing. We did the JJ Fresh covers.
Yeah, Il Top 9 was 7 years ago.
Wow. Okay, so we
Creed-
can technically say
Creed Club was 9.
we've been technically doing JJ Fresh music for 7 years. Then, if that's when it started.
Yeah. That's so
It's a
crazy.
long time.
What the heck? It's so long.
That's
Looking-
a long time.
I'm looking at like videos from 13 years ago.
Whoa.
What the heck?
Because this channel was like your like personal YouTube channel that eventually turned into like the JJ Fresh channel, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so there's still like old videos of just nonsense.
That's great though. They're relics of a time different.
Yes. And now little Charlotte will grow up. She'll watch food reviews. She'll see her papa in the limelight. Just like, oh, look at my daddy.
He's a famous boy, and
He's
we'll be
a-
at that time. We'll have 4,000 subscribers.
He's an actor.
Yeah, he's an actor. I'd be like, don't give up on your dreams. Look at what I achieved.
Look what I can do. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, don't give up on your dreams. Yeah, yeah. The beautiful and tragic rise and fall of JJ Fresh. Man, there's, I don't know. It's a legacy. You know, we put at least 7 years of our comedic efforts into this project. So I think when we hit, so technically we've been friends for 10 years because we'll just say 2012 is when we met, started working together. But we can do, maybe in 3 years, we can do a 10-year JJ Fresh anniversary and we can like, you know, go bowling or go throw some axes or like order a custom cake or something.
Yeah, we can go to a bar and throw some axes.
Yeah,
which is the worst combo ever, I think. But
It's crazy that people do that. Yeah, but Is it? So is this really the first Butterdome we've done in a few months?
I think so, and it's awesome because we don't have any emails, so it's pretty much over.
Yeah. So no. Womp womp. Yeah.
Womp
I think the
womp.
only one that was sent was like the me trying to like hack in to the Gmail account.
I got a check activity thing. I'm gonna say yes, it was me. That way you should be able to get in next time.
Nice. Yeah.
But I
Thank
did
you.
verify our CD Babble. So
Ooh,
you
nice.
can do all that.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna go in there and create our account. Nice behind the scenes thing for everyone, but I'll create an account so then we can start uploading our music for distribution.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's been a long time since we've gone an hour. What do we do? What do we do now?
Well, no Butterdome, so can't do that. But I don't know. I mean, it's just endless amount of time. So we're at like almost 40 minutes in. Yeah, there's so much we could talk about. I know
I don't want to
Oh,
wake
go
up
ahead.
your baby with music.
I was thinking about that because it was actually Charlie reminded me. He's like, "Oh, you guys do music on your podcast?" Because I told him about our project, like our Burger on the Beach stuff, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you guys. I could see you being like kind of like the Flight of the Conchords," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he said we do music on the podcast. And then I remembered that we haven't done music on the podcast in a while, but
I mean, I could plug in my amp, but I'm not very good with the chords and the cleans. I mean, I could try, but I don't know.
You could try playing something, and I can like either do spoken word or sing. It's always funny because when either of us play music, it doesn't really get picked up very well on the other person's end, so you can't really hear it.
Yeah, and it's hard to align too, because I think you align by like the claps, and sometimes if our claps aren't together, like we don't clap at the same time, it's
like a little bit off. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Oh, let's try it. I guess something new. I'll do the music. You do the lyrics. Huh? How about
Yeah.
All right. Give me
Let's
1
do it.
second to plug in all this garbage. I'm using my giant amp that's gonna deafen me so I'm gonna just see if it picks it up. So there might be a lot of weird noise. So hold on.
I'm excited. I'm so excited for this. First music thing in a while. It's great.
Puppy.
Sorry for the dead space, everyone. We're going to have a nice musical treat for y'all here shortly while John's getting all of his goodies plugged in. Yeah. Yep. This happens sometimes. We've been used to doing these half-hour, episodes or 20-minute episodes or whatever. So now that we're doing like hour, it's crazy, Yeah. So I'm excited to hear John's music. Yeah. Still waiting to get everything hooked up. I'm just thinking about anybody who is listening right now. They're just like, well, it's like a minute or two of nothing, but I'll try to fill that space. Fill that space. How about this? So anyone who is listening right now, if you didn't hear earlier, we have a podcast poll for this week. Go vote. We're going to figure out what songs we're going to do for the next JJ Fresh album, EP, project, whatever. And and like I said earlier in the episode, we've got an album on the way, Burger on the Beach. We've been working on it for a long, long time. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. So stay tuned for some stuff. Oh, I hear John. Coming back. Sounds like it. I heard some tub thumping. Tub thumping. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Now. I think it's something if you do less than 15 seconds of a song, you can't get copyrighted. I think that's the case. I don't know. Find out. Ooh, I hear some buzzing. I'm excited. It's a treat. I get to hear John's guitar playing in real time, so this is real fun. I hear some. I can hear that. Oh yeah, it's coming through. Wow, I can hear that like crystal clear. Probably because the mic you're using is the mic you're talking into, so that's probably why I can hear it really well.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm in tune. Probably not. But it is freaking loud, so I probably won't be able to hear you. Man, I really hate cleans. I can't do cleans to save my life.
No, it sounds good, man. That's new guitar, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just play whatever your heart's desire. Yeah.
What should you?
Sounds good.
What should you sing about, huh? What's your?
Yeah, what you're playing there, just keep that going. I'll come up with something over top of that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here we go. It's cutting in and out, so I'm gonna try my best. Oh yeah. Yeah. And John. You make me louder. John's playing the guitar. John's playing the guitar on the podcast. That's fun for children, yeah. You're playing the guitar on the podcast, yeah. For the children. You can run a 10K, 12K, 1 million K with the juicy jams. The juicy jams John's making. Yeah.
Worst song ever. This is why you are the clean daddy. I'm just like I'm a scrubby
you're
grub
discrediting
bubby.
yourself. This sounds great. No, it was cutting in and out, but I heard some beautiful, almost like Leonard Skinner style, just strumming and plucking. Sounds great.
Well, too bad baby Charlotte doesn't play the trumpet or something. We could do like some ska stuff, you know.
Ooh, I should get a trumpet. I played trumpet in 6th grade, but I didn't really like it. That's pretty much it.
Well, I mean, wait, you played only in 6th grade? You didn't go to like 8th and all that stuff?
No, I played 6th grade band, and that was it, you know. What you could do, by the way, I don't know how this would work I don't know if this worked, but you could put on like a beat on YouTube, just like a drum beat, and then you could play some guitar over it, and then I'll just like talk or do something over the top. That way we can just coast out the rest of the thing with some music, because you got your amp on.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how I would get my... the only thing I could think of is if I turn up my speakers, so the speakers are gonna hit the microphone. My amp's gonna hit the microphone, but I won't necessarily be able to hear you.
That's totally fine. I figured you just like jam out, play some music, and I'm just gonna like just do what I did with like, you know, I'll just improvise some stuff, and that's that. We'll just give everybody what they want and some musical goodies. Crunchy.
We're gonna just do something. Okay.
There we go.
All right, now we
Sound
gotta
good.
get a beat and level it out, and it's gonna be freaking loud on my end.
This can be juicy. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, let's see. Find the beat. Find the beat. This is
This
gonna be
is
the
great.
weirdest podcast ever.
This could be so great.
I'm gonna make you do some. I'm gonna find just a simple rock beat.
That is really nice. I can't wait to hear some of that.
I haven't even like dialed it in. I just kind of panicked, turned everything on. So,
You're like, oh, here we go.
Okay.
I
Are you ready?
What we can do too, by
Oh,
the
sorry.
way.
Oh,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say last thing before I go, or is at some point because I heard Charlotte making a little bit of noises, so I might just like go, but you should just keep playing.
Okay.
So just know if I dip out, I'll leave everything recording or just going, and then, but I might just like leave, but just keep playing, keep going.
All right. I'm gonna take off my headphones, turn up the everything else, and we'll see how this goes.
Let's do it.
I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, I gotta-
Rats come marching.
Wait! I gotta mute you.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm muting you.
All right.
When the rats come marching down the road, crawling out the sewers and coming for your dough. Rats, rats. Rats, rats. I'm a big sewer rat and crawling down the street. Like rats, rats, crawling down the street. Crawl out the sewer, 'cause I'm a big rat looking for a treat. Yeah.
Oh, this is horrible. Hold on
Rats.
one second. I'm not warmed up.
Rats, rats, crawling down the street. I'm a big rat and looking for a treat.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible.
Cheese. It's the best song ever. Alright. John's butter man, he's shredding on the guitar. I'm a rat boy, call me Willard, got my rats. Rats, rats, crawling down the street. I'm a subway rat in New York City. Crawling down the street, looking for some cheese. Cheese, cheese, eating some cheese. My friend John plays the guitar like a wizard. He shreds so fast he could melt a blizzard. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Gonna eat some cheese 'cause I'm a rat. Crawling down the street.
Is Josh still here?
Josh is still here.
I can't hear
Josh is
Josh.
Oh, hello everybody. Yeah, I'm a rat crawling down the street. Big rat feet. Rats everywhere.
Still learning that one. Oh man, that was a hot mess. Let's see if I can play an actual song before I go. How about that? Let's put on a backing track of something. Let's see. I'm hot and sweaty. Let's see. That was the worst improv ever. That's okay. This show ain't about quality. It's about just doing whatever I want. So, okay. Why can't I figure this out? Okay. Let's try this one. I haven't played in a while. Might be a little rusty. Oh, we don't want that one. That one too hard. Let's try this one.
Welcome to Buckhead and One.
We turn off that phaser. I think I missed a part. Now we're just having fun. Oh my gosh. Oh, what a hot mess. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you for tuning into our regularly scheduled program. Contact Josh and Jonathan at powerpackedpodcast@gmail.com. Support the show at patreon.com/powerpacked. See you next time, you dirty little rat babies.